Hey everyone. It's so great to see you. For anyone who may not know me, my name's Alicia E, and I'm the Fiery Medicine Woman here on YouTube. And today we're going to talk about the Make That Money Honey oil. I am so freaking excited. You'll have to excuse my voice. I decided to sleep in today because my allergies are quite wild. So I may sound like a frog throughout. Um, if you have not gotten this oil, you need to. I will drop the link below in the description so you can grab one for yourself. This oil, I'm just going to tell you, is really potent with everything that's in there. Um, and if you already have a money ritual, like this is where it's at. And if you don't, it's still where it's at. But before we get started, I just wanted to talk a little bit about why I created this Money Honey oil. I think it's really important to discuss where it came from, what inspired me, what's kind of inside of it, and then we'll get into how you can actually use this oil. And I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's been supporting me along the way for this new product line, for my journey as a whole, and just those who have already purchased theirs. Like, I want to hear how everything is. Yes, it looks powerful. It absolutely is. It is powerful. When you recognize power, see, okay. Um, but again, thank you to everyone who has supported this business and supported me. I see you and I love you and I care for you. So while you're watching this, hit subscribe, hit the like button so this video can keep going around and I can gain exposure to share this message with everybody else. So the reason I created this Make That Money Honey oil is all going back to wanting to return to plant medicine and returning to who we were once a long time ago, right? Like our ancestors were so close to the earth that they were connected and uplifted in a whole different level. And right now, we are living in a space where we are far disconnected from the earth, right? We have our houses on top of the earth, we have our cars on top of the earth. We're constantly moving, or we're flying, or we're working all day long and almost every single day of the week for some people. And it's very apparent from the way people are feeling and even just statistics around depression and anxiety, like we are at an all-time high. So it became very apparent to me that I wanted to build a product line that helped people root into who they actually are versus who they are trying to be, that may not be an authentic reflection of who they are. So, this product, along with all the other ones that I have behind me right here, are really to help you connect with your ancestors and connect with the frequencies of love and abundance, right? It's also a reminder of the power within you that we tend to lose along the way. That's why we see so many people wanting to work on their self worth or wanting to rediscover how to love themselves because we've been disempowered, right? That's why it's also important to me to empower people to create lives that they love and do things that'll also spark the magic within them, right? So it's really a reclamation of who you are and where you've been, and that your ancestors and your guides and whatever you like to call them, your light team, your council, are right there with you all along the way. And this is just another way to help you tap into that, right? It's almost like you're calling into your own magic, or you can call it magic, you can call it um spirituality, but for many people and even generations before us, it was just a way of earth. It was a way of living with the earth. There weren't any labels on it, just it just was what it was back then. So really being able to connect with Mother Earth or Mother Gaia, Pachamama, um however you refer to the earth. And this lovely vial really helps you call on the energies of the earth and align them with yourself and align them with the energies that live in and around you. So that is why I created this. I also believe in financial sovereignty for everybody. So I've fused the two. And a part of my generational trauma work that I do with other people, it's helping people learn how to be around money, learn how to be in that energy, because we are all energetic. Money is energetic. And so we can block our own finances. So having things like this and tools in your personal life can really help you unlock a different sense of financial sovereignty and be comfortable handling money or holding money or creating money or knowing that you deserve money. So that is kind of why I created it. But I also want to go over what is in this fun vial. Like, look how cool that looks. Yes. So the first thing you kind of notice right off the bat is like this goldeny color. So it's kind of a mix of things, but primarily the goldish green color is olive oil. Olive oil is very, very sacred. It was used before as a sign of peace, of abundance, of prosperity. And it also kind of gives a green hue to it. So it's in the frequency of money and your heart and everything of life, right? So that is the first thing that you're going to see in here, right? That is the first energy, the first element that will be available to you. And then you also see some lemongrass, and lemongrass is very underestimated, but it is a very powerful plant. It is one of my favorite plants. You'll see in a lot of my photography that I did or was a part of in Costa Rica that was taken by the lovely Willa Cavetta from Nalaya Healing. I am walking amongst lemongrass. Like, there is something about that plant that just calls to me, that aligns with me. And so you realize, yes, it's one of your favorites too. I love that. It's amazing. It's like this beautiful green color. And when it's really healthy, it comes out of the earth and it's just like wide and full of life. You don't always see them that big because a lot of people put them into pots, but when they're in the earth, they're like these massive plants that smell really good and have all this medicine. I like to consider them like a cosmic elevator. Perhaps like you can get in their elevator and just boom straight up to whatever energy you're looking to be amongst in the universe. But lemongrass is also very, very healing. That's why a lot of people gravitate towards it in general, to want to keep in their house, because it has that feeling of healing, of softness, of brightness. It's also really nourishing, not just having it around you, but also ingesting it. Like, my partner and I drink it all the time. Even when we're sick, we will do fresh lemongrass with other herbs, and it just, I can't even explain it. Like, it tastes so good. If you haven't had it, you don't need honey. You don't like, I'm not a big honey in any of my teas. Like, I'm like straight plants. But lemongrass, when you cook that fresh or steep it fresh, there's nothing that tastes like that. It's so good. So again, it's really nourishing for the body, and it's also very cosmically connected and gives this energy of love and healing, embrace, and of prosperity, right? It's very bright, it's open, it's uplifting, which is the energy you really want to be in when you're working with money or you have a money ritual. Um, And then the next ingredients, which is so near and dear to my heart, it's called High John the Conqueror. And High John the Conqueror was actually a slave, and he was known for being super smart. And he, there's a lot of stories about him outsmarting his master at the time and really having a sense of understanding and creativity and resilience and prosperity and this uplifting spirit about him. And so this has High John the Conqueror in it, and I infused it myself from my own High John the Conqueror plant, and mixed it with some other floral scents as well. And it's really, really potent, really, 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 really potent and very sacred. So I ask that if you do end up getting this, which I really hope you do, that you treat it with all the love and kindness. And just with all the products and working with plants in general, that you understand that you are always working with something more than just a plant or more than just a oil. This is all really sacred. This is also the energy of someone who experienced something in different times. And so you're calling on that energy, and you need to do it with gratitude, and you need to do it with grounding, and you have to do it with respect, right? And you respect the energies in this bottle, in your life, you respect the earth, and you also respect your finances and yourself, right? So having a very intentional practice, especially when you're working with really potent medicine, but especially with High John the Conqueror, just given the story behind it and just its relevance. So treat this with all the love and care in the world. It's like one of my favorites. I feel like I'm connected to all of them, but this one I'm like, don't let me catch you doing nothing bad. Um, so know that this is really, really potent when you can align your energy and work from a place of love and gratitude. Like it's really fucking powerful. I use it all the time. Um, I'm going to get into how you can actually use it. But again, all of my products are charged under multiple moons. So there's a lot of my own energy in this of, whoa, of my ancestors, of my own guides, of the energy of the moon and the sun. Like I'm very intentional about how I infuse as well. Like I use a lot of natural elements to infuse, like nature itself versus like heating a lot of stuff on the stove. But I will do it if it's like fire in a natural setting, because that's also the elements. So these are very, very sacred. Treat it well when you use your oil. But now I want to go into how you can actually use the oil. So a lot of the steps are similar, from using the candle to using the light roller. It varies a little bit. But if you are doing like a money ritual or love ritual, um, or even if you're using it, like you can use this as a perfume if you want to, or you can go and anoint your chakras, or like I do a lot of protection stuff on my wrist, my waist, and so does my partner, and like the back of our necks and our crown. Like we do all sorts of things, or you can like put your finger in the oil, and if you have sigils, you can draw your sigils, or you can put them into a candle. But in terms of like getting started, it's always the same for me. I am intentional about clearing out energy. I suggest it to anybody. You never know what kind of energy is lingering around, especially if you live with somebody else. But even if you don't live with somebody else, it's the intention of making room also to physically receive what's going to come next. Because if you're constantly asking for something without being intentional, you're not going to receive it. So I always clear my space. Again, the banishing spray is amazing for that. And then following up with your abundance candle, which is great. Like it has a really fucking fiery energy, or the Seven Sisters perfume to really scent your attention, visualizing whatever you want the intention and energy to be. That is what you can do next after you clear your space. So again, like making sure you have a clear path forward, so you know where you're going, you know what you are requesting. And Ashley and I I think we talk about it on my podcast called I'm a Talk About It, literally is what it's called if you want to look it up. We talk about when you work with elements and you start to make requests or something like that, you ask for support and you don't quite get what you were expecting because you weren't as clear as you thought you were. So be very clear about what you are asking for and your intentions. If you are vague, you're going to get vague, and it's kind of like it is what it is at that point, because oh my gosh, some of the funniest things. We'll have to do a video about it because it's it's been really funny. So again, clear your space. You can use a banishing spray, fill it with the energy that you are wanting to call in, especially if you're using this on a money day. Like go watch the how to use your money candle, your light roll on in this. Like they all work together. That's why I designed it that way. So you can literally get the whole package and just have a ritual like boom, 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 boom. Or if you don't want to do all those things, you can get one and just try it out and implement it into your practice, whatever it may be. Um, and like I mentioned earlier, you can anoint your love and abundance candle with this. So putting a little bit of oil on top after you did your carving, or like you don't have to like carve it, you can just put it on top. You can put it on the outside of the candle, whatever you want to do. You can charge it. You can speak into the bottle. You can put your intention in here too. You really can do a lot of stuff with this oil. Some people work with their actual cards, or some people, work with their doorways or cinnamon, like whatever it is. If you have a practice, just go with that practice and implement this. And I tell you, it's going to be so much fucking fun. Um, Yay. I like to also use, yeah, and say harm, no harm to none, or for the highest good for all, to make sure the intention is set from a pure place. Yes, that's an amazing thing to do. Like saying do no harm to none after you make your requests. It's a great way to make sure that you, like, because sometimes, like, I've heard stories of, well, people will request something, but it'll take something from someone else, and maybe do harm to them, but you will receive it. And so it's kind of like, you don't want that kind of energy, and you don't want to do that to other people. So that's a great way to add in, like, do no harm, or do harm to none, or for the highest good of all. Like that one is a really good one. I'm a really visual person, so I will visualize the do no harm to none. I don't always say it, but sometimes I will just like put it into my energy, into my mind, and I just hold it. It's like an internal dialogue for me, but you can do it either way, like say it out loud, or write it, or like mentally say it. And you can even put this on your hands. Like sometimes if I know that I'm like gonna go to the bank, or if I'm going to do an exchange with someone and I want like good energy, or you can even use this as protection, right? Like it can be of the best intention if I put it on my hands before I do something, or if I'm going to write about finances or write about whatever. Like you can literally use this. I invite you to use your intuition, because your intuition is going to tell you exactly how to use this. And that is what you should go with. These are really just some ideas, but it's great for drawing luck and like really keeping you in a sense of love, right? So, and one last thing that you can really add to your practice is meditating on the outcome. You can do this with your candle, your spray, the oil, or just in general. Visualize the outcome that you are calling in, so you can see it, so you can bring it to life. I recommend this for everybody, because it's a way for you to attract it as well, and already see that it's happened. Like every time that I've done that before an interview, I usually get the job. Like every single time. I see myself doing it. It's the same thing with my business. I see myself doing it, and then I create it, and it just, everything goes into plan like that. And so you already know how to get there. And a lot of times it also helps people not feel so stressed or stay in low vibrations, because they know that there is this, you know, real tangible thing that you are working towards, versus being kind of floaty and not having an intention, or not having clarity around what you really want. So that is it from me. And I just want to say again, if you have not grabbed this, you need to get this. I will drop it in the description for you. It's called Make That Money Honey Oil. Yes, visualizations are so powerful. I can imagine the money oil time power. Yes, like if you mix this, and come on, like it's really a no fucking brainer for me. And I just want to remind everybody that I am very intentional about what I create. I never create anything that I really haven't used before. So this is what works for me. And I invite you to use your intuition and see how you can incorporate it into your own practice, no matter how it looks. So again, you can check out all of these products on my website. I have them all there. You can follow me on Instagram. You can chat with me about them, drop a comment below. And that is it. That is how you use your Make That Money Honey oil. So don't forget to like and subscribe to this video and to this channel. And then for more money and abundance tips, join me and my partner in the Wealthy AF 21-day program. It's going to be kicking off in July, and we have spots available. So if you want to be in it, now is the perfect time. Send me a message, follow me, whatever you want to do. You can follow my partner as well. It's av.theshadowalchemist on Instagram. And it's to really help you build a better foundation for you with your relationship to money and also stop feeling shitty about it. Because we all have been there, and money is something that we all deserve. And a lot of us are learning how to shift our energy to be able to receive it, since that's not something that we were necessarily taught. So that comes along with releasing the generational trauma around not being able to receive it, or it never being something that you deserve. So if you fall into that realm and really want to work on your money vibration, you also want to practice some spirituality, you want to practice your tools and things like that, it is a great place to be. So it is called Wealthy AF, and it's a 21-day program. And you can just drop Wealthy AF in the chat or whatever you want to do. I will see it and I will personally reach out to you, or my partner will reach out to you. And if you are wanting more of an individual type of situation, I know group isn't for everybody. Group is really fun. I enjoy both. You can join me in my one-on-one More Than Worthy 6-month ancestral healing journey to really help you tap into your soul's essence and live in um, an energy of health, wealth, and happiness. Like, it's a very unique journey, but it's an amazing way to tap more into your magic, to release generational trauma, and to really live in your happiness, right? The way you want to, in an authentic way instead of someone else's way. I always say, you can choose a better way, you can choose your way. So that is something that I am going to end with. Yes, More Than Worthy is so transformational too. Yeah. If you if you come into that program, you will feel changes the first day. And then you will see a whole like different person come a week later, and it goes on for 6 months. And it's a really beautiful journey, and it's paced in a way that's easy. There's not a lot of outside work to do. You do have an online course program, but most of it is you and me working together on concepts and digging into who you are, where you came from, and why you show up in the world that you do, and what you actually want to call into fruition. And then we're going to work towards that goal. So it's a lot of fun. Like Ashley said in the chats, yes, it's very transformational. So that is it for me. Again, everybody, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Go get you some oil, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.